And welcome to the Mysteries of Selindor episode number 103. We've been up to some real slow progress for the past however long, but our local bard Seti will let you know what we've been up to.
Yes, so last time on 102, I went into the dream realm to try to learn stuff about Bropsy's family, and I had a really interesting conversation with the goddess of the Arakokra, whose name I have somewhere, but Sarantia? Anyway, Sirenita?
Saran wrap?
Saranra?
Saran
Sirenita.
wrap?
Anyway, I learned that her wife is a spirit looking down on her, watching over her, and that her daughter is having some awesome dreams where she is a hero, just like her mom, Bropsy, saving the world. And that was really cool. So now I have a new best friend. Anyway, I researched the inevitables and some other stuff in the library. Oren and Bropsy went to the Nexus to try to learn some stuff about what's going on with them. And Oren kind of came up empty on getting help with his runes because it would require somebody that's like super duper holy to give up their divinity, and that is rough. That's a lot to ask. So that's not great. Mitnir kept working on his thing. He went with me to meet my brother and my brother's friend, Zonia, to ask about breast stuff. She was less than helpful, honestly, but I've got some ideas and we're going to keep working on that today. And what else? I visited my dad briefly. I don't know. Oren got Fira on board to help present his project and wound up representing the school. And yeah, I think that's where we're at.
All right. So the last that I saw, we were about in the middle of the day. And Seti had been helping Mitnir during the morning to try to figure out what this, breath thing was, maybe, but also potentially just trying to understand how to like finish his knife still. This is his ultimate goal. Did we already do your 4 free hours for the day? Oren, do you remember?
I don't remember.
Well, let's just assume, because I do remember that you not this day, but the day before, you solidified Fira into your route.
Yeah.
For the presentation. So, let's just say that, because I don't remember specifically you doing anything, except for, is today the day that you all took the trip to the
Nexus? Yeah.
The Nexus?
Yeah, might have been that, yeah.
Yeah, so that would cover a lot of your free time. I would say you probably, considering you probably ate food during that time, that probably covered your free time for the day.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody had their stuff. So, with the afternoon, I believe Mitnir and Seti were meant to meet up with Celeste.
Yep.
Yeah.
You meet up with Celeste, who, and where would you like to have like been meeting up with her at? Like, are you guys meeting up in like the halls of your edition, looking for one of those like big open spaces? Are you guys like going out into the field, around like the big open field at the top by the
Well, I told her to
towers,
meet us initially just outside the bedroom portal.
Okay.
And then we can talk about if we want to actually go to an open place to practice where people might see us, or if we want to just have a strategy session and lay out our abilities.
Yeah, so I mean, when you get there, she's just standing there. Whenever you step out or step into the area of the main landing of the High Realm Academy, where all of the different sort of portals and doors lead to, and she's just standing in front of, outside of the door, right in front of where it is. So whether you were in your room or just coming into the building, there she is, waiting for you.
Hi.
Hello.
Oh. Keep trying,
Yes.
Mitnir. I'm sure you'll get it eventually.
Great.
Oh, right.
He's having
Well, I'm not
problems
sure.
with his breathing.
Don't we all sometimes? I'm not sure exactly what kind of planning you wish to accomplish, but I think it's very important that at this point we get familiar with what each other is capable of.
Absolutely. Midnir's pretty easy. He can do a cool lightning breath thing, but mostly he just smashes shit. So he'll be the guy breaking the boxes when they need broken,
Right.
and maybe tackling the other people if they need tackled.
So what I don't get, do we each side have 3 boxes? Like, is it a race, or is there 3 boxes and whoever opens it?
There's each side has one box that could be one of the 3 types of box, and then whoever opens their box first, the other. People.
It's important for us to be able to theorize on what sort of boxes we would like to use against which teams.
Yeah.
I do know that we will first be facing off because they've already slipped out the
brackets.
The brackets, and we will at some point be revealing that openly. But our first team that we are going up against is Blackstaff.
Blackstaff. I don't know that much about the other schools, to be honest. Much less about the people we'll be facing off against.
They're wizards, namely.
So an arcane box of some kind might be a good guess.
Well, for what they might provide for us, they'll be thinking about what we're capable of accomplishing. I have not participated in this game before, necessarily, but I've witnessed it many times, and I'm sure they know what to expect from me, potency-wise.
Well, then I think strategy-wise we will have to defer to you because we have never seen a game before. But I'm a little bit of a jack of all trades. I can hit things if I need to. I've gotten better at picking blocks and disarming traps recently.
Me too.
His method is to break them, but it did work in the audition, so puzzle boxes less my thing. I have some tricks up my sleeve to deal with those, but it's really just a roll of the dice on whether or not I can pull that off. I can heal people, I can buff people, I can give you advantage on certain checks.
You seem myriad of skillful. I
Yeah,
myself wield light with quite a bit of proficiency. I'm talented in the arcane. I'm no slouch in other arts, but that is where my greatest potency lies, I would say.
All right. I think we'll make a good team. Perhaps we should put our heads together, and do you think it would be best to go out onto the field and sort of demonstrate for each other and maybe practice against each other? Or should we just do things on paper where people can't see us?
Well, that's entirely up to you all. I'm more intrigued to see what the two of you are like in combat, how you feed off one another, and then I can sort of dip in and find my useful place, since you two have prior history.
We do. We've been through a lot of fights together. A lot. All right.
Neither of us has died yet either.
Well, yeah, I mean, I have been very close. I've been unconscious more times than I would like to think about right now, but...
You do have the look of one who's been unconscious many times.
Oh, thank you. It's the bags under my eyes.
You have a very haunted expression about you.
Yeah, that would be it. All right, well, is there some sort of practice area the school has that maybe we could...
Well, within the halls of erudition, they're a good place, but there are others that are quite a bit more private if we were looking for something like that.
Sounds good.
Well, I think we find ourselves room in the halls of nascency rather than the halls of erudition. I've got a small workshop there.
Okay.
I think we could maybe use it in the interim. Not sure there's a good way to test our full capabilities that way, but we could definitely strategize and keep ourselves quiet in the meantime.
Sounds good. I could get us to fight a dragon if you want, but that seems like overkill.
Well, I've never fought a dragon before. I'm not saying no.
We fought at least one,
We fought two.
two. We have fought two.
And
What?
that first one, I think, maybe if we agreed to have tea with him, he would let us go another round.
I will say I'm not entirely certain that our enemies during Boxbreaker are likely to be
As capable
dragons.
as a dragon? No.
Well, I think it's an entirely different skill set hunting a dragon than
Yes.
taking on a group of wizards and their box. But, well, who's to say? Maybe they're all evocation wizards, and we'll be looking forward to a hell blaze of fire and wind.
I was
and
just
claws
throwing
anyways.
it out as a training option. It would be very private, and we know that he can fight a non-lethal battle.
Yes, well, I think the biggest thing for us to do is to research as much as we can on Blackstaff. As far as I know, they're wizards, like power wizards, long lineage, and decide what kind of box we would like to have, what kind of box we think they have, and then set up a strategy and
Accordingly.
just get used to moving with each other in a physical sense as much as possible.
Okay, that sounds good. Let's do that. Let's start with researching them so we know what we might be up against.
Okay, so guys, make an investigation check to research everything you can about Blackstaff Academy this afternoon.
13. I almost hit a nat 1.
27.
Okay, well, your 13 doesn't seem to yield too many more results than you know they're wizards.
They're wizards. Yep.
They in the Blackstaff Tower, which is a famous tower, and the staff is famous too. Both the staff and the tower, super famous. That's what you learn. And Seti, you find out that there is truly one Blackstaff, but that is both a title and an object. And there are many actual ones of these objects that were passed around. And basically, the only person who is considered the Blackstaff is like the top, the pinnacle, the patriarch of the whole tower. And there could be only one at one time. And once they receive their Blackstaff, they become the embodiment of their predecessor. They can use all the magic of the one before them. So it's like this big, prestigious super wizard. And basically the entire tower is a group of wizards that are disciples stacked down from ranking from the top closest to being the next Blackstaff all the way down through their disciples and their disciples from there. And there's a certain number of them total, but I don't remember the exact information. But they seem to be very focused on which seat they are. And there are several wizards that sit on like the pinnacle of like seat 1, 2, 3, and these are below the like direct disciples of the Blackstaff, but like the numbered seating below those guys. So that's what you learn. Is this like this basically like numbered seating arrangement, like 1 through 50 of all of the different students, and they're all fucking wizards, and they all want to be the Blackstaff.
Can I find out where in the ranking our opponents are? Like try to learn their names and
yeah,
maybe what kind of classes they take. If there's like a roster, like is this
make me another investigation check for this. This will be hard because the information hasn't been posted anywhere except for their own dorm room.
Okay. That's a natural 1 for 14. I was gonna say that I should cast Enhance Ability on myself, but I didn't say that, so...
So here's what I'm gonna say. Because you are like always rolling super well anyways, I'm gonna say you do find some information. But it's not about this competition, unfortunately. Instead, you find out who the representatives are in Alchemy Roulette from Blackstaff Tower. Because that seems to be like a bigger concern to their school. And they're talking about, oh yes, did you see the alchemist that's going to be represented? I believe it's 4th chair Usa. Oh,
No,
really?
No, the box.
And then, oh yes, and Adiola is going to be participating as well. Oh yes, interesting. Usually it's the old daughter you want.
I dip.
Yeah, that's the information you learned. Completely wrong stuff.
Well, shit.
But that takes you guys most of the afternoon. You come back together with their findings. And as Celeste is going through this information, she's like, well, I suppose we know that we should probably not be providing an arcane solution. They seem like a bunch of nerds.
Honestly, if we just give them a box they have to smash into pieces, we might be good. Of course, if they can summon constructs or such things, then maybe not.
Or if
Can
they make me
you-
smash the box.
Create an anti-magic barrier, by any chance?
I can't.
Damn, that would have been kryptonite for this group.
I know. It's not. Hopefully someday. But not right now.
When
can-
I make an anti-magic barrier, he asks me who does not have access to the character sheet.
I believe Celeste can, or she can at least disenchant things.
I don't know if she has it or not, because that might be a good strategy.
Yeah, I meant to read her character sheet today, but I didn't have time. She has a feat that allows. Oh, that's a ward. She can make a magical ward. Cavalcade, is that what it is? Nope. Oh my god.
I think it.
She does have something, I just don't know where it is. It feels like it should have been Cavalcade. Oh. Every spell of 6th level or lower ends on creatures and objects of your choice in the cube. Any damaged objects entirely in the cube are repaired instantly. And
So then, yeah, that's what she would pull up. She would say, I do have one spell that I think it's not quite as good as full-on anti-magic, but it could lower level spells keep them in check.
I mean, yeah, if they get an enchanted box, like something with magic, a magic lock or anything else, then you could break the magic on that. You could also use it to repair our box if they're breaking ours because we have the one that, that has to be smashed. We could repair ours instantly and then make them start over.
I think that's our best bet.
I
But
agree.
we definitely still need to leave somebody there. Is it a concentration spell or no?
It's just an action. It's not a spell. It's one of her feats.
Oh, cool.
And also, it's a 30-foot cube originating from her, so she would have to be within 30
She would
feet.
have to be. She says, in order to do that, I would have to stay at the goal. I would have to be defense, which I'm not against. But how would we like to strike?
Yeah, it depends what kind of box they give us, because if they give us an arcane puzzle sort of box, then we might need you to crack that one. Like I said, you could use the same ability to crack their box instead of defending ours. It's an either-or situation.
Usually bonuses on the map that you can get. I know there's like a health bonus, because you don't use your own body necessarily. There's sort of a ward that soaks damage for you,
Right.
so that you aren't harmed.
We all get the
permanently
same
from
amount
this.
of hit points.
Right, and no one has the bonus. Like, obviously, this one here, gesturing over, has quite a bit more beef to him than I do.
He can take a lot of
Take
damage
quite a
before
few
he even feels
amount of
anything.
hits.
Just kind of like
Yeah.
knocks on his head a little bit.
Sort of levels the playing field and keeps everybody a little bit more safe. But perhaps you two could go after boons before doing it, and you can just head in from there. I mean, personally, I myself, I think I could hold pretty well as long as you engage at least one or two of them on the way there. I don't really want to go 1 versus 3 while trying to hold up my cavalcade, but
No, I think I don't know what are the limits on what kind of magic we could use against them. Can I disable them or hurt them with my spells? I mean, I
yes,
know if they're
it's
100
full on
points,
contact.
if it drops, are they just out, or do they have to get
If it drops
picked
to
up?
0, they are out. They
Okay.
are removed from the playfield.
I mean, we could probably do that pretty easily, Minier. Just
As long as
gang
I
up
can
on
hit 'em.
somebody, take them out
Mhm.
immediately. Yeah, as long as we
You
can
go
hit
on a
them.
hunt, clear them all, and then deal with it. That is a strategy that a lot do. It's not the strategy that High Realm Academy normally does. They are
Well,
known for honorably meeting them on the battlefield and playing the game as fairly as possible, not so much hunting them down and ganging up on them. They're known for honorable duels.
how
What if
often do they
I
win?
just chase after him?
High Realm Academy performs well. But of course,
I
if
mean,
you want to
they
be
knew
a hunter and a solver, that could
They-
be a thing.
they knew they were bringing in some wild cards with us. They wouldn't have recruited us for no reason. I mean, I know we were diversity hires, but we still have
Well,
skills.
I think with that in mind, maybe plan our strategy from there. So I'll say that you guys spend like the rest of the afternoon sort of like getting used to how each other work, studying stuff, and like actually you guys can spend some time out of character if you want strategizing on how you want to fight these guys.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's what we'll do for now. And as we move over, I'm pretty sure Bropsy said she's doing alchemy today. You went
I
back
don't-
and did more alchemy. That's what I have written. But
Okay.
that doesn't mean that's all you did. So is there anything else specifically you would like to accomplish today? I think the bulk of your
I had
action time.
told Oren that we needed to have a talk.
Right. So when would you guys like to do that? Afternoon? Before dinner, after dinner, middle of the day, lunchtime? Any of those is fine.
Doesn't really matter to Propsy. She just said it to Oren, so Oren would have had to tell her when was a good time for him. Even though it's clearly not a good time for Beelan.
Serious people. I'm whatever after dinner.
Yeah, sure. We'll say that as everybody meets, goes through their normal dinner stuff, you guys meet up afterwards. So you have some privacy, and it's up to you if you want to go to a room or if you just want to look in a hallway.
Room.
All right. So as you sit down, we'll say in Bropsy's dorm room, Azurus is resting her head on your lap, kind of like growling a little bit and just like scraping her little like calcified pieces of bone like on her side of her chin.
Stops.
First of all, Propsy will get Oren caught up if he wasn't already on what happened with Seppi and the dream and Serenita, her daughter, all of that. And then she'll say, I am still at a loss for what exactly this deal was that was had. I don't know what I'm doing, but I do know that we need to... I'm so scared of losing you too. I don't know what our chances are. It seems like a long shot to get somebody to help us with your we have to try.
I don't know anyone that high up that would even be willing to sacrifice their divinity for me. I haven't seen any recoup around, so I don't think that's an option.
I think that I have to try. And I don't even think, in the grand scheme of things, for me it's about you, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not about you. It's about Northot, and I think everyone else, everyone that we could talk to that might even consider it. It's about Northot.
Well, with the way I was made, I don't think anyone's going to be willing.
Then what are we doing? What am I doing? They've made it clear that my purpose is you, but what does that mean?
I don't know. I don't know what this deal is. It was made before I was. I just know trying to get these runes fixed is pretty much impossible.
It's a long shot. But
So-
everything we have been through has been a long shot. Everything that we are trying to do is a long shot. I have nothing else now.
I don't know how much time I have left. The Northot part of me is continuously fighting to get to the soul of Orin. And it is almost there. And when that happens, I don't know if Orin will be here anymore.
That's exactly what I'm
The
trying to
only
stop
thing
from
that helps
happening.
prevent that is the runes. And that's not something we can easily do.
Easily is irrelevant.
Well,
We
unless
have
you
to
know,
try.
like, a god willing to give up their divinity and be banished from celestial realms or whatever, then there's no point talking about it.
I think it would make it easier if you would come with me. But I have to try.
Come with you to where?
To talk to anyone. Anyone and everyone who will listen.
I mean, I tried talking to. Hang on, I'm gonna look up the name.
The Wabala?
Shantia or Bala, yeah. I talked to her, Bala, about it, and she told me what it would require. And if I found someone that was willing to do that, to let her know.
So we have to actively look. We can't just wait and hope that one falls into our lap.
I don't know where we could even look. We're not going to find it here in Selindor.
I don't
The
know
type
where
of
I'm gonna look
person
either,
or
but
being
my
that is required for this will only be in the celestial planes. And very high up in those celestial planes. Places we don't have access to.
out of character, remind me. We've visited there in spirit, right?
You
Astral
have
projections
visited
with them.
Elysium in spirit. You have gone to what seems to be a sliver of the plane that is known as Mount Celestia by going to the embassy where I believe Ord resides. So if you're talking about the place where Viramus is basically from, that would be it. But you haven't been there in spirit. You haven't gone like on a true trip through it, and you haven't been there physically, other than just that small sliver.
Look, I don't know what I'm going to be able to accomplish. I don't know if I'll be able to get there or how many people I'll be able to talk to, but that's the only direction I have right now. So
I mean, if we can find a way there. I just don't know if there is a way there from here.
Well, where we're at right now is making the attempt. I want to be on the same page with you. And I would like you to come with me if I'm able to go. But this is what I have to do for you, for me, for everything. I'm gonna try.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Okay.
But we also need to prepare for the opposite.
What is there to prepare?
Just have some sort of plan in place if I basically turn.
What kind of plan are you talking about?
I don't know, some way to banish the Northot avatar or whatever shows up. Some way to trap it or banish it. I don't know. Anything.
Would that be banishing you?
I wouldn't be here anymore at that point.
It's just we have a lot of things to yeah.
I'll think of something. A failsafe, maybe.
She just puts her hand on his hand.
Zerus kind of starts nibbling on your tunic. And as we move away from that, is there anything anybody else is doing this evening? I believe we already did your alchemy roll for today, or did we not do the potion roll, Grim, for today?
We did.
He learned invisible ink and potion of diminution, I think, for month 4.
Just making sure.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So
And then
anything else
1/3 of the
anybody-
stuff's going to be ready at the end of this day.
Yeah. I've already got
Yeah.
listed that we're doing some sales rolls starting tomorrow.
Right. Yeah, I think there's like 50 in the initial.
Yeah, just sort of see how well she does.
Yep. So yeah, I'm settled for day 4.
Cool. With that, anybody have anything else for tonight?
I will be using my dream spell again.
Okay.
I will be visiting Mitnir.
Okay.
Before Minir goes to bed, he's doing breathing exercises. Like he uses his breath attack, and then it's like, okay, I want to do that, but without the lightning. You know, he's just kind of like thinking about the feeling.
Okay. Make me a wisdom check.
Wisdom. That one. It's a 10.
Well, you do what you did.
But yeah, he's just like thinking about the muscles. He's like, okay, that, but not that.
Yeah, again, it's trying to squeeze, like, use a muscle you just don't know that you have. You're trying to imagine
he
that,
checks like
but-
the exercise book, like for breathing
Yeah,
muscles. He's
yeah,
like,
breathing
useless
muscles.
book.
All right. So as you're doing that and trying to fall asleep, like you start breathing, and then it turns to snoring, and you start having a lovely dream where you're just like flying through the mountaintops, and you're breathing fire that's making like the world's do magic. Like trees are turning into story sticks, and all the knives are perfect tattoo knives, and everything's going great, and you're just like some sort of super dragon. And
Hi.
then you see Seti.
Oh, right.
You're
Are
gonna
you
need.
you or dream
I-
you?
I'm well, both, but I'm me. I'm here to help you with your breath. You need to land somewhere.
Turns into just like a landing pad, just big open grass field all of a sudden.
Yeah, you just like instantly like there's some perfect place to land, and you just go straight down, just lands. When you see that this Mitnir dragon is like, it's Mitnir, but like taller, like way taller, with big ass wings and a massive like tail and a long neck, and otherwise it's just Mitnir.
Just add another half of a dragon in there.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, look, we have tonight to work on this. And then maybe tomorrow night as well, but I don't want that to create a sense of panic or pressure. Because I think your problem might be that you're trying too hard. So in this dream space, where anything can happen and nothing matters, well, most of the time, let's just work on like removing yourself from your body, of like just forgetting things and letting go, and not thinking about stuff or trying too hard. Let's just do some meditation. Actually, I should have brought Orin for this one. Well, if we had time during the day, I would do that, but we don't have time during the day.
Right.
So like,
All right.
I want to create a dream space where there's just like the sounds of like trickling water and like chirping birds and like.
Yep, you're in a forest, and you can hear all that in the sensory. And
But
there's,
it's
like, a
it's
little
like
babbling
kind of
brook.
subdued. It's not like overpowering. It's just like, yoga music, right? There's like a faint hum in the background, like kind of whispering through. And
You look and you see that there's just like these little mushroom babies walking around, just humming in the background.
and I want to just be like, all right, Minion, just sit here with me and like relax your shoulders and relax your body, relax your jaw and all those other places that you normally don't think about, like your toes. Whoever thinks about their toes, but I want you to relax them.
Part of his mental image of him relaxing while trying to do this is his whole form just kind of looks kind of like melting jello, like he's not in a puddle, but just his whole shape of like the idea of relaxing in a dream, just everything becomes like less sharp edges and everything.
Yeah,
Sure,
everything just
yeah.
kind of like melts down just a small. Like as you breathe, it's like when the Matrix breathes, kind of.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and make a wisdom check with advantage now.
Advantage. Boop. That's a 16.
16.
It
You
was
begin-
a 20 and goes. Tick.
Breathing, trying to get a sense for this different kind of breath, and you see like lightning kind of arcs, and you sort of like twist your head. No, not lightning. And you keep breathing, and you feel like the sense of something. Like you can feel almost like a muscle, but you just can't quite get it to breathe. Like, but you feel like you sense this something in you that's away from you. And then you like come to consciousness for a second, and you're like, oh no, I'm still in a dream. So you like have that thing where you wake up, but you're not sure if you wake up, but maybe you're already awake. And so you're like waking up like multiple times in the dream, and it starts to make you really confused. But that feeling's still there, like you got it, but it's also kind of, you're having like a bad trip in your dream.
Oh no. Is that like never gonna be sure if that's real SETI or not?
Well, it's a dream, so none of it's real. As long as I'm still here, it's still a dream. Okay?
God.
Oh no.
I mean, look,
Make a wisdom saving throw, Bitnir.
Wakes up, she's looking at him over his bed. Hi.
That's,
needs to
that's
have,
an
like, a
18 for the whiz
different,
save.
Okay, you're like
change
you
your hair
twitch for a
color when
second.
it's dream.
You are not hypnotized into thinking every time that you see Seti you were in a dream.
There was a moment there. Has this all
No,
been
no,
a dream?
No, I mean, like when you wake up for real, you'll be in your room by yourself, right, or wherever you fell asleep. But I won't be there when you wake up for real. Okay, that's all I mean. I might be there for breakfast, but not when you first open your eyes.
Panic kind of
Next thing you
subsides
know-
a little bit, just like.
Next thing you know, you open your eyes, you're in your bed, you look over, and Seti's there, and you're like, ah!
See, that's
Betty's
still a
hair
dream.
needs to be orange when it's a dream.
So you start to get a sense to it, but you do not master it tonight. So I will say you guys work on that through the dream. You wake up in the morning and you open your eyes finally in the bed, and you sit up and you look around. Seti, did you decide to play any pranks on Mitnir when he woke
No.
up so that he
I
found
can't
you?
get
Okay,
into his
good.
room anyway.
All right. So because you didn't attempt to do anything crazy to fuck with him, I will say you wake up, you look at the ceiling with its shiny marble and its gold. You check for Seti, and you're okay.
Not a dream.
You're awake. So with that,
Dream said he should eat meat. That would really confuse things.
I have a question.
yes.
If Bropsy can attempt to visit her inner realm.
Okay. Make me a wisdom
Unfortunate,
check.
I was washing my hands at this moment. Give me 10 seconds. I will run back.
Yeah, just a wisdom, just straight wisdom.
Does enhance ability work for this?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Come on. Oh, that was rude. Okay,
What'd
no,
you roll?
didn't work. I'm gonna need the. It hit 19, and then tilted just a bit to a 1.
what's
So I
your
got
number?
8.
Did you roll twice with enhance ability?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and your total was 8?
My total was 8. I got a 6
You
and then
you
an 8.
attempt to do it, but you are in too much turmoil tonight
Okay.
from everything that's happened. You just can't find your center.
Okay.
But you can certainly try again. Not tonight.
Mhm.
All right. So, as we rise on day 5, the day before the competition, we are going to make some rolls to start some things off. Graham, if you will go ahead and make me your potion rolls.
Yeah. What
Which
potion
is-
rolls am I making? For what we're learning?
Yeah.
D10?
Yeah, just give me a D10.
Am I rolling 2 D10s again or just the 1 D10?
1 D10 first, and then I'll...
Okay. 8.
Said 8.
Yeah.
So, if you want, Brogy can teach you Potion of True Sight.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely learn that one. Which one is that? Is that herbalism or alchemy?
I believe that is Alchemy.
Okay.
Roll another D10 for me.
Whoop. 2.
Mora can teach you... Let me check the other one. Brew of Babel, which is only an uncommon recipe.
I mean, it's not like I won't. I mean, right? It's she can teach me that, right? I may as well learn it.
Yeah, I mean, if you would like.
It's all,
That
and that
is-
one's herbalism. It looks like, right?
That is herbalism, yes.
Okay. And the other one was what?
Potion of True Sight.
What rarity is that? So I know where to put it on my list.
That's very rare.
Very rare. Well, that's why we needed an uncommon one, because that's going to take forever to learn.
Yep.
Actually, am I going to be able to learn the other one if I'm learning this one? Well, it's 10 days of work, so I guess
yeah.
I can.
You should be fine.
Well, I should deduct the cost of learning then, right?
Yes, you still need to deduct the cost of learning them. So that's 1,000 gold pieces for the very rare.
Okay.
The other one will only cost you 100.
100.
So 1,100
Yeah.
total.
And what did I learn before? I learned a rare and an uncommon, so I got to remove that gold too. Potion of True Sight, and then an uncommon one, which was Bottle of Babel. Is that what you said?
Yep.
And that's a total of whatever that's a total of. Whatever a rare is, I'll figure it out.
You figure it out. So that's what we'll do for potion rolls. I'm going to get your sales rolls as they come up because we've got
No
a whole
worries.
day ahead of us.
Oh, it's 500. I'll go ahead and remove it.
So, Orin, you do spend most of your day working in the workshop again. Do you have anything specific you want to do with your 4 hours of free time, or do you want to wait to see if there's anything that other players want to do and kind of tag along?
Yeah, I'll probably just wait and see.
Okay, cool. We will come back to you. Mitnir, you have woken up this morning. What are your plans for this morning?
I think for at least part of the day, he's not gonna like tattoo, but essentially, I'm gonna switch where he's gonna put the enhance ability to like a thigh, like
Okay.
top of his leg, so he can look at it. And he's gonna start doing like outlining. No ink, just like if like a tattoo artist putting a stencil type thing. So just kind of like because he still wants to try it and practice before, but running out of time, so he's just kind of groundworks of that idea on his leg.
Cool. All right.
And,
So
he'll try and do the breath thing later, but I didn't want to start the day with that.
Yeah. So go ahead and do a dexterity check with proficiency to see how well you carve what you wish to carve with the spell runes and everything.
That is a 21.
21. It actually goes fairly smoothly. And it takes you about 4 hours to complete it. Actually, go ahead and roll me a d4 for how long it takes you.
4 hours.
So it takes you 4 hours to complete it. And when you're done, you're looking at it, it kind of shimmers and shines, and it seems to have taken some sort of effect.
And it's just like
what did you use for you use the moonstone?
Yeah, it'd just be very, very like outliney. He's not finished. It's just purely like outline of what it would be.
Right. So yeah. So you haven't finished it. Gotcha. Okay. Cool. I mean, if you wanted to, you could finish it within those 4 hours. And it would be done. But the question. It still wouldn't have been with a completed knife.
Right. I think he wants to do it with the completed knife. I think is his objective, just to see if he can understand how it works then. But
yeah, it's just
not
slightly.
Finished.
It is kind of like a temporary tattoo. It goes in and because you're engraving into the scales a little bit, the ink will like set, but it doesn't set all the way. It doesn't like burn in. It's just not gripping. So it's kind of like doing a practice drawing. But
that'd be his morning.
It does seem to have some sort of set effect just from like finishing this outline.
I mean, my plan for the day was to work with Mitnir some more.
Okay.
So if he's doing shit, then maybe.
No, you can come find me whenever. He's just as part of like timetable. He needs to practice actually doing the thing before day of.
Yeah.
So I'm like, maybe I would have been there, like trying to do some, like giving him enhance ability
Mm-hmm.
and like trying to do some like remember like just some breathing exercises, some like trying to like lose like forget about your mind and all the thoughts going through it and like any and just lose yourself in the art kind of guided meditation sort of thing.
Yeah.
There's
So
definitely
go
moments where he's like, and just like still carving a line, just
Cool.
like.
Once again, make me a wisdom check with advantage.
Sorry, I should have
So
said that
mad.
sooner. I was enjoying my chips too much.
That's a 15.
15. There comes a point where he like starts to breathe, and you see a strange kind of like transparent, but like it's almost like when you see heat radiating off a car, where you just see this kind of like something coming out of his mouth as he's working. This kind of just little bit of energy, but it doesn't quite. It just kind of fades out at the edge of his breath while he's working. And there's like a few times where you see like he kind of like blows on his own leg a little bit, and you see it kind of like spark with a little bit of like arcane light, and then it kind of just keeps going, and he just kind of brushes it off. Like he's touching it, but he hasn't found the breath yet.
I'll stop him and be like, Mitnir, what's going through your mind right now?
This would be way easier if I had used not blue ink.
Okay.
Because blue on blue, it's kind of tough, like.
Maybe I have the wrong approach. Maybe you need to think about the art even more. You almost had it. I saw something weird happen with your breath in that moment, and you were thinking about ink. Maybe you should take an art class or something. Put your head in the space of an artist, not just on instinct, but on have lots of practice with things, not just when you want to do it or in the way you want to do it or the time and place you want to do it, but learning the discipline of art.
You can learn that?
Yes. I mean, that's what Cleary does here. I mean, I know he's taking magic spell, but
Opens the. Hey, Cleary!
Yes. What is it? Yeah.
Are you busy?
Oh, I am overwhelmed with requests that I've already forgotten. What can I do for you?
Would you like to take a break and do an art lesson?
For who?
Me! And
You want to
Seti, if
learn?
Seti wants to join.
Oh, Seti.
Hi, I'm here too.
Oh,
I'm trying to help
hi.
Mitnir become a better, get in touch with his inner breath and.
I could do lunch. Sure.
Okay, great.
I could give you some pointers. A free hour or so.
I'll
I will see you
provide
then.
lunch.
Oh, okay. Where shall I be meeting you then? The same
Whatever's
place.
good for you.
The same place as before, probably. Just
Sure.
the banquet hall. Yes. Well, I will meet you there. Okay, so you guys have a lunch date with Cleary in 2 hours.
That was a great idea, Mitnir. I should have thought about it sooner to get Cleary involved.
You mentioned that I forgot that he does all his magic through drawing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So do you guys just want to keep doing this for the next 2 hours?
I feel like we need to meet up with Celeste again tonight. Like 1/2 day of strategizing isn't enough. But like we could do another half day of strategizing in the afternoon. But also Mitnir getting this finished is also super important. So
It's entirely up to you guys.
I mean, we can invite Celeste to lunch too. We can strategize and have art.
Sure, Celeste will come to lunch.
Celeste and I will strategize while you and Cleary do your art lesson.
You just tell me what to do, and I'll hit whatever I need to.
Oh.
All right. So as you guys are doing your work, Bropsy, what are you doing with your day?
I guess I'm going back to class, and I will at some point in time today, ask Sethi if she can help access her inner realm.
Okay. Did you want to reach out to her in this morning, or did you want to wait till later? You want to do like a full 6 hours of
Uh,
studying?
sure. I mean, she could like ask at breakfast, like at first when she sees Sethi. It doesn't really matter. I'm also very, very nauseous right now.
Aw.
Mm.
I need to talk to Bropsy anyway, but I would probably wait until later the day to do it.
Okay.
So probably just spend the morning working and then meet up with Seti after
Sure.
lunch. All right, so you get a message with her during this time saying that she would like to meet up after lunchtime. So your day is pretty well booked. Bropsy, go ahead and make me. Bropsy, go ahead and make me a roll for your. I assume you're going to alchemy class. You could go to different classes, but I assume you're going back to alchemy class.
That was
You can also take an herbalism class or a
18.
poisons class. 18, you get
Um,
full. So 6 hours of learning in whatever one of those you were doing.
Is it 6? I thought it was 8.
We're doing. That's when I was having you do full days of work.
Oh,
This is like a kind of like the half day, and I'm expanding how much you can do. So you can do 6 hours for the first half of your day while still having the second half of your day.
oh,
Yeah, that's what I was telling you before when I like updated how your thing worked, because you already got alchemy, so this is all extra learning.
we'll talk about that over break.
What?
Assuming I can talk, man. Doesn't matter. I don't know.
Okay.
Save it for break.
All right. Well, you start your day with alchemy, and we'll move our way through. Is anybody doing anything involving in Varuna, or is everybody just kind of just keeping their heads down as far as that's concerned and just moving through their day and focusing on the things they need to focus on?
I think we're all buckling down.
Buckling down. All right.
I mean,
So
I guess like there's always that ear open, but not actively pursuing.
Okay,
I think
I mean,
today
I will say
finished,
because-
I think today was the day I finished Azuris's armor.
Oh, you did finish Azurus' armor, didn't you? Yeah.
So previously I didn't have the gold to get it enchanted, but we got money, so I would have then got it enchanted as well.
Yeah. So enchanting will take a little while if
I
you're
think Jack
outsourcing it.
said he had a guy for 2,000 gold. He could get it done, right?
Yeah, that you get it enchanted.
Yeah, so I'll give him the 2,000 gold.
Yeah. So then it'll still take a few days at least to get it back.
Yeah, that's fine.
With his enchantment. Cool.
I just didn't have the money before to do it because I didn't get paid yet.
I mean, so that's 2,000 gold to make it like a +1 version of basically plate mail that would go on this, right? Cool.
Yeah, that's fine.
Just wanted to let you know what you were getting for your 2,000 gold.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I thought.
All right.
Wait, where?
Also,
I'm too nauseous.
What did you make it out of?
it's mithril.
Yeah. So what +1 mithril plate mail?
Also on Monday, I forgot to do the Black and Delver collection.
Oh, Black and Delver collection. Right. You get money for this, or was there other resources that you were pulling from them? Was it just money?
There's money, and then I think I get a discount on stuff from them.
Okay. So go ahead and roll me a D100.
I feel like I wrote it down. Mining deal. 50-50 split. First right of refusal for second floor. Pay overheads for any materials I want from the mine in the amount of 100 pounds or less.
Yeah, so if there's any materials you want as well. But go ahead and roll me a D100.
Ooh, 97.
97. All right.
It's been a good week.
All right. So the total assets earned was 6,200 gold.
Okay.
So you're receiving half of that. So you're actually making 3,104 gold this month.
Wait. I'm gonna make a note of that for now.
Or is it the week? Whatever it is. That's whatever the thing is.
I think of a week every Monday or something like that, right?
Yeah. That was a huge dip. So that was like the earnings that they had already like pulled from there. You guys have made quite a lot of gold off of your first go. Your first week.
Go clear some more dungeons and just retire and live off the income.
I mean, yeah, these things are huge resources.
If there wasn't a
Um,
world to save.
But we could live out the end of the world in style.
Yeah, we'll just become mining moguls.
All right, so since everybody else's seems to be more or less taken care of at this point, I will have Mitnir go ahead and make me a perception check. And this is for you to notice some things since you specifically said you're keeping your eyes out for something based on that.
I did also want to go
17.
buy
17?
a bag of holding at some point.
Okay. With a 17, you happen to notice a familiar, like at first it's just a scent that picks off that you've picked up before. It kind of like tickles your nostril. It smells like a little bit like rot, but like not in like a really bad way, but like just a little bit of just like an undead smell kind of tickles your nostrils in a way that you're not used to smelling around here. And you like kind of quirk your eye over it and you see an individual walking in red robes, in a big rimmed hat that just comes out to here and just covers most of what's going on below. And they seem familiar to you, and you don't know why.
Just like passively watch. Like I'm not gonna stare at them, but just the kind of like you stop with the work you're doing and just kind of stare off into space, but watch them. Whatever they're doing.
Yeah, you just sort of happen to notice that they were talking to an individual by the fountain on your way through to the banquet hall. And it just seems like a sort of quiet conversation. But the person they're talking to is in yellow robes.
I'll remember that.
All right. So with that, you guys arrive at lunch. And you see Celeste and Cleary like, hello, I'm Celeste. And he goes, Cleary, nice to meet you. And to what can we owe the pleasure of your accompaniment at our meal? And then you guys show up.
Hi! So, Celeste, we're going to put our heads together and we're going to do some more thinking about the thing. And we're going to let the boys do some art lessons because Mitnir is participating in a different competition that he needs to work on. So,
Right. Well,
but he'll be here if we need him.
she sort of sits down and Mitnir's like, so art. Here, Cleary's like, art, Mitnir. Yes. Where should we start? Shall we start with basic shapes?
So he like sit at the table, like lifts up his leg, like that real awkward, so you can see like above his knee where he's like sketched out, the beginning of the tattoo.
Oh yes. I see that you tried to do rune work.
Cleary, he needs help with the magic part of the
In
art.
theory, are these musical notes that you've used?
Well, Seti was nearby, so
Right. I mean, it's a cute little design, and it's not exactly. Well, I mean, I guess anything's art. These are-
hopefully it's temporary art. It's kind of like a doodle.
Right. So you need help with your doodle.
That and so it's kind of like connecting with inspiration, maybe. I don't, yeah. How do you know what to draw?
You see his eyes kind of like wander over to Seti. Sort of get inspired. And he's just like, it's like he's staring off into space, but he's staring right at Seti.
By the way, Mitnir gets a bardic inspiration and enhance ability for the duration of however long they last.
All right, so that's what you guys are talking about. And then Celeste's like, so your blue friend here, you do realize that he is on the boxbreaker team for the University of Phoenix, correct?
Oh, Cleary? Yeah. I look forward to kicking his ass.
Oh, good. I just don't really want him to overhear us because if he wins his match and we win our match, we will be fighting each other in the second round.
That's okay. He's a good guy. He's not going to tell his teammates anything. I mean,
he's not going to strategize against us based on information he hears about our capabilities.
I've fought with him a bunch. He already knows everything I can do.
Well, that's unfortunate, isn't it?
But he's in love with me, so he might not fight too hard.
I'm also over there pestering him with questions like, I want to do this. This is what I'm trying to do. Here's my tool. Like, I'm literally berating him with all sorts of issues of what's going on.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. Interesting device. Oh, but breathing. Sure. I hear dragons do that. Yeah, so he's just kind of freaking out, trying to get the information and then organize it. So yes, you spend some time planning with I keep forgetting everybody's name because there's so many names. Celeste. And Cleary is helping you. Go ahead. I'll just say this is just considered more planning time. Good that you're putting it in. So plan. Do whatever you want to do to plan. Meanwhile, with Cleary, go ahead and make me another wisdom check as you're trying to get a deeper understanding for what you're doing and the creative process of art.
That's a 19. It finally went. Oh wait, what's the bardic inspiration give me?
D10, I believe. Let me double check real quick. Yeah, D10.
We'll go all out for lunch and see what we get. Oh, that was a 9. So 29.
28.
29.
20. Well, I get a +1.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so yeah, 29. So as you're Cleary's looking at you, he's like, and you guys are sitting there, he's like, so what you're trying to do is take this knife, complete it with a breath from your dream dragon. Daddy? Dream dragon?
I don't think he's my dad.
Well, some sort of dream dragon. Ancestral dream dragon. I don't know how your people work. But it is both a physical urge, a physical thing about you, and also an expression of your innate arcane ability. So, for instance, for me, whereas I'm not my normal self, I'm limited in what I'm capable of. I'm re-exploring my own magic via the influence of art and painting. Whereas before, I did a lot of creation via light and stone and other elements. I've just explored and changed my way of building myself from the ground up. And what I found is instinct and also intent are the most important things. I think your mind is both too blank and yet not blank enough, if that makes sense.
So I'm thinking too much about one thing and not
about the
enough.
wrong thing.
Oh.
I think you're focusing too much on doing things like others. And you should focus on expressing yourself your own way. You have bits here of what Seti is trying to create and the way others use magic to create something that is, well, arcane, but is it Mitnir's arcane? You know? And I think the secret is finding that piece of yourself to create something in your own way and empty your mind of everything else. Don't force something as it is, or as it were. Does that help?
Kind of looks at his leg and just like, maybe. And he goes back. He starts working on it, but he's definitely adding a lot more like from his roots, right? A lot more like draconic etching, like
Yeah.
filling in with a lot more like kind of rougher edges on the inside. So instead of being like really nicely filled in, it's got kind of like it looks like you took like a claw and kind of filled in colors and stuff.
Yeah. So as you start doing that, there's this moment where you're doing it and you're like, oh yeah, I got that wrong, and then you begin to blow and you feel it for the first time. This other lung, this like other feeling, like you've got this new set of lungs that breathe in, and as they exhale, you see like this sort of like rippling effect just wash over what you're working on, and you got this really strong sense of it, and it feels almost like the strange moment when you're breathing water instead of air. And as you exhale it, it feels so palpable and powerful. And it feels completely different from your lightning breath.
It's like, whew. Did you see that? And just kind of like looks around the table.
You look at your leg and you see that it's lightly glowing, just like this sheen. And you can see that it's twisted with like all this draconic runes that have pulled in the other runes and devoured them.
I think my first attempt's done.
Oh, good job! It looks so good. It's all glowy and shit. What is it?
It's a tattoo.
Yes, but what of? What does
Oh.
it mean? What is?
Well, I was trying to copy things you guys do, so it's supposed to be like your enhance ability, but I don't know if it works that way.
Oh, well, that's really cool.
It might not do that at all. It might just explode. I'm not really sure.
Oh God, I hope it doesn't explode. It's on your leg.
Yeah, me too. I don't think it'll explode. I think it's fine.
Right. Well, it looks great. You did a great job.
Does the knife seem different? Like if I look at that, does it seem different also?
Did you want to breathe on your knife?
I mean, if I was doing it on my leg, I figured the knife was somewhere in between the tattoo and me, so like
How often does your breath normally recharge?
that one?
Like your lightning breath?
Yeah. Once per short rest. Or no, that's the. Yeah, you can't use it again until you complete a short or long rest.
Yeah. So you could take a short rest and try again.
Okay.
Yeah.
But just like
So
he's like, I got it. I think I know how it works. Try again later. And then starts eating lunch.
yeah. So I will at some point when you have completed this, I will give you a feat for that, and you can add it to your sheet for this thing. That said, is there anything else you guys would like to do for lunch? Anybody else? Propsy, you have finished. I would like you to go ahead and make me a roll. 2d12 for the morning sales.
The morning sales.
18.
18. So you move 18 units.
Nice.
And then I need you to roll me. This is going to be fun. Yeah, roll me a d20.
Just a D20. That's a 12.
12? Yeah, so you move that many units at 120% value.
There we go. That's the thing.
Sorry, Grim has a drug empire?
Not yet. Not yet.
It has to be units of mushrooms.
Not mushrooms.
No? Oh, you're making potions.
It's not
No.
potion.
No? Oh my god. What has he been up to the last 4 months?
Look, I needed a way to recoup some costs. It's fine.
All right.
He
so
ran out
that's-
of shiny coins and needed to make more shiny
That's
coins.
lunchtime. All right. So with that, Warren, what was it that you said that you needed to do? You need to go buy a bag of holding.
Yep.
All right. So that would probably take 2 hours out of your free time if you wanted to do so.
Sure.
Where are you shopping?
I'll check with Red, and if they don't have it, I'll go to the
Egg
superstore.
ones.
All right.
Go for the custom made first before the bulk option.
It's like Red Wolf's. It's nice, cozy little shop.
All right. So we're just gonna go find out the price real quick. And then I'm not gonna do the thing. Just go ahead and make me a persuasion check, and that'll just like sort of tell you like where we are based on base price for what they offer you.
11.
11 says we could probably give you this for 550 gold pieces.
This is Red Wolf's?
Yep.
Yeah, sure. That's fine.
Cool. So you get a bag of holding. They're not that expensive, honestly.
I mean, honestly, we could all have one, and then I could give Mitnir his mammoth tusks.
And then, if everything
But
goes
then you
bad,
wouldn't
we
be
can
able to
just
use them
shove
anymore.
Orin in the bag of holding and then shove that into another bag of holding, and then he's not our problem anymore.
That's true.
That's the backup solution if to figure the runes out.
Yeah,
So you
there you go.
ruin 2 bags of holding and opening it.
Put him in a
But-
portable hole.
But then
and a
we
bag of
don't
holding.
have. Yeah, but then we don't have to worry about Northot Orin, so it might be worth it for 1,000 gold.
No,
So
right?
I gotta
That's the
hope that
problem.
you don't get sucked into it.
We have Mage Hand. It's fine.
All right.
So it's a last resort anyway.
So with that, after lunch, you're meeting with Propsy. Say,
Oh, yes. Kita, are you feeling well enough to have a conversation? Or should we wait until later in the session? Or save it for next week? I'm going to assume the silence means she's not feeling well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she said a while ago that she was feeling too nauseous to keep going.
Oh, okay.
oh, okay.
I tried to ping you. Well, not ping you. I don't. But
Yeah, I don't
said
get
something in the
Discord
chat.
messages while we're streaming. So
Okay. Yeah, she said she was
okay.
not feeling enough.
Then
Gotcha.
let's move on.
Okay. So we will come back to that at a later time. In the meantime, I'm going to say that that's going to take potentially like 2 hours out of your day, whatever it is that she's got going on. So you can still do something a little bit more in the afternoon. Mitnir, what are you doing?
I guess you'd be trying to finish the knife if it's been long enough between that for the
Okay.
afternoon.
Said he
So-
will give you another bardic inspiration.
Yeah, go ahead and give me once again with advantage, but this time with proficiency.
Okay. Wisdom.
Wisdom with proficiency.
That is a 24.
So 24. Do you want to use your bardic inspiration?
Oh yeah, let's go ahead and do that too. Said he gave it to me. She's helped the whole way through. Oh, it's 2 this time. So
26 though.
26. Yeah.
All right. So as you breathe onto the knife, you see some sort of just like it's not even really a color. It's just an energy just washes over it. And as it does, you know, oh yeah, that's a done knife right there.
I'm assuming it looks like the exact same though.
It looks like exactly the same.
It's just like
No fucking change
It is-
whatsoever.
done. It is. I did it. It's done.
You can go ahead and add Mitnir's tattoo tools or blade knife. That's what it is. Knife, not tools. Mitnir's tattoo knife to your character sheet.
Great. Now, do you have time to do a tattoo?
I mean, what do you want?
Well, a dragon gave me a gemstone that would protect my mind from Inveruna and anyone else that wanted to look into it. But she said to keep it hidden, and that's really hard to do when it is a big amethyst. So I was thinking we could crush it up and it could be tattooed into my skin. I checked with her already. She said it would still have the benefit.
He's
But
kind
I
of like
want-
tapping his head with the knife, and he's like, we might need to make a couple. I'm not sure that entire stone's gonna fit in one
Yeah,
vial.
I don't know.
but,
I need. Yeah, I was going to ask Labra to crush it up for me. I honestly didn't think you'd finish the knife today. I was hoping, but I didn't want to get ahead of myself.
It's like, I mean, I wasn't sure it was either, but I did it, so. But yeah, if we can crush it, I don't see why not. Do you want me to do it? Do you want someone else to do?
Well, it's very simple, so I don't think you need a lot of artistic talent. I just want some sparkles across my collarbone and sort of down my back a little bit. Because so it would just be like doing little dots like stars. So you don't really need to be super. Because I thought I could ask
I
Cleary.
could probably
but
do that.
I think you could. Right?
What's the worst that happens?
Well, it could hurt.
It is a.
Well, I mean, if you do it wrong and punch too deep, but now I'm having
Healing
second
potions will
thoughts.
take care of it. It's fine.
That is true. I have magic. I wanted to do it before the competition because if Enveruna tries anything, I wanted to be better protected and not be able to lose my stone or have it taken from me.
I mean, I've got nothing else planned for the day, so if we get it crushed up by tonight or whatever, I'm good.
Okay, I think I can do that immediately because Labra's not the only one that can hook me up with crushing things. So I just want to very quickly figure out I know Cleary's got a gem guy, everybody's got crushed up gems that they need for different spells, so I'm just where can I go to get this crushed short notice?
I mean, anywhere. Anybody is you could just go to the halls of Nascency and just go find a grinder.
Perfect.
Yeah. So you get there and the guy's like, "You got someone to sign you in?" Then he sees Mitnir.
Just kind of a big toothy grin, like, I'm back.
And he's just like, "Just fucking go." And it's just you can see as you walk by, it says "Dipshit Dragon +1."
Wow, how often do you come here?
This week, a lot. A
Ah.
lot.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get to
Oren's
it.
probably around here somewhere, too. Just kind of
You see
Probably.
Oren sitting standing in the corner, just picks up what are you working on right now? Is it one of the Featherfall belts or something or
Yeah,
something like that?
disc.
Yeah, so he's got a disc and he's just screwing it, and he looks over at you guys and goes, "Ah." You know what I'm saying? You totally see Mitnir right there working his ass off. Yeah. So go down there, grind it, come back up, easy peasy. Take you about another 2 hours to just go down there, get the thing, and then grind it yourself and get a bunch of powder. Go ahead and roll me a d10.
Everything he's doing, he gets bardic inspiration and enhance ability. If it's at all relating to tattooing Seti.
No, this is for how many vials worth you get this material.
Oh, 9.
All right.
Oh,
well,
shit.
it's able to make 9, you've got enough powder to fill it 9 times.
For now, just put it in like a little pouch just of powder.
Yeah, it's a little pouch. Yeah, so you don't necessarily need to use the whole gemstone to accomplish your goal. But
Do I know that?
I mean,
Nope.
yeah, I think she kind of expressed that when
Got to
you were
tattoo
like,
your entire body now.
it's like, no,
I mean, I'm
like, you
open
don't
for
really,
it.
it's
I was
just once
prepared.
no, she's saying it's like once the energy like from this has been used, like once the energy has been transmitted, depending on how good your enchanter is, like it, you should be able to do it with like basically any large size tattoo once you've like reached that threshold, which I think is what, like 3 vials maybe, should be enough to transfer the intended energy that she placed within it. So after that, it's just going to be amethyst that came from a dragon, but it's not going to have the exact energies that she put into it.
So with 9 vials, I can't tattoo 3 different people and get all of them get the enchantment.
Probably not. No. Probably have to go back and talk to her. Well, I mean, unless Mitnir's real good at tattooing it and like can imbue it himself.
We'll find out.
All right, well, 3 vials it is.
I didn't spend a whole lot of time. But with that, as he places the first section and fills one of his chambers with an ounce of amethyst gemstone dragon, basically part ink, and he looks over at you, and the knife starts it's like sort of twitching, and he's.
Do you want me to start on your back or the front?
I think it would be better if I can't see what you're doing. Or maybe it wouldn't. I don't know.
You can't look down that well.
I mean... Oh god, I'm not... Okay, start on my back.
All right, and as you say start on your back and turn around and squint your eyes, we'll go and take our break.
No, just... Okay. I was just going to say, every time, because it's just like little stars, so it's just like one little stab in each spot. Every single time Seti says, ow.
So we'll go ahead and get back to that after our break in just a few minutes.
The first one. I haven't done anything yet.
Oh, sorry. I just thought you were going to.
All right. Are we on break?
We're going to break! BRB!
And we're back. So I think we've got living Bropsy, unless she died in the past 30 seconds. So
I'm still here.
so we will rewind time a bit, and well, I guess we're actually kind of just mix time. So Seti, you are starting to get your tattoos when Bropsy comes in, and they wanted Orin to show up if you want to be there, Orin, to just talk through some stuff while she gets her tattoo done, because it's going to take 7 hours of
I
tattooing.
think I have time. Part of my free time, yeah. I can...
All right, so as you guys come into where are you doing this at? Because it's actually really important where you're doing this.
We can't do it in either of our bedrooms.
Could do it.
I don't. Bropsy's room has animals in it.
Yeah, that would put
Everyone go to
our risk of
Clary's.
disease at actively unsanitary.
Go back to the room.
Have druid shit. We're going to Cleary.
You're going to Cleary's. All right, so you guys burst into Cleary's dorm room.
Well, we tell him.
No, you guys burst into Cleary's dorm room and just go, Cleary, we're doing tattoos.
Yeah,
He's
Cleary,
got
I
that
know it's...
secret room.
So,
the
like,
whole reason I didn't ask you
I
to
just-
do this, Cleary, is because I'm going to be like half naked from here up, and it's really awkward and shit. But sure, let's do it in your bedroom.
So you guys burst in, and you're saying all that as you burst in, and you look around, and Cleary is not there.
Oh, good, perfect, excellent. Let's go. See, I knew he would be busy.
All right,
Hey,
so as you guys get in
don't
there,
forget to raid his fridge.
he does have an actual refrigerator.
Yeah.
So as you guys sit there, I'm gonna say if it's are you doing anything special to the room, Mitnir? Or are you just going?
He'll like get ready to get started and then go, hold on. And he's actually gonna go to clear his room and go get like a washcloth and soap and just like across her back, like probably a better idea. Like
Alright, cool. So
Oh, I can press the digitate.
I mean
So
sure.
Seti, I'm gonna have you roll a constitution saving throw for this tattoo based on the surroundings on how well we can resist it getting infected and you having contracting a disease.
It's really not that hard as long as his needle is sterile and my skin is clean.
Takes it out of his mouth, goes and washes it in the bathroom.
I have a literal table that's been made for this, and this
It's
is
like-
the category you guys fall into, which
Well,
is
I got-
poorly improvised medical supplies.
I got a 12.
You just met the DC.
Okay, good.
The DC is literally 12. So you won't be getting a disease. You're
Good.
welcome.
He would have been cured anyway. It's fine.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
got
it
magic
would
for
have
that
been
shit.
fine. You would have been fine regardless, but this is important that we do things properly. All right. So I will have you, Mitnir, make me a dexterity plus proficiency skill
Bardic
check.
inspiration.
Right.
And
So
guidance.
Yeah, Bropsy's here. You get guys.
Yeah,
So-
Rob's just
so
like
the-
put a dot there, put a dot there.
it's my dexterity roll plus my proficiency plus a D10 and guidance does
D4.
I think.
a D4.
You can use both. Oh, this is gonna be a hell of a tattoo.
Is it also
That's the idea.
advantage?
You also get advantage. Enhance
All right.
ability.
So,
Yeah,
get it.
someone's casting that. Doesn't matter who.
all right.
Look
so
at them
the
game
first,
this system.
the first roll.
This is
let's just-
We're
important.
support classes for a reason.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Or as you open the door,
Tattoos.
you see him tattooing while they just sit there, like you just see energy just bouncing all over the room as they're just like, do well, do good.
Seti's playing the guitar and just like softly singing.
he's still like under the pressure. He's sweating. That would be a plus 5, 36.
With the actual fuck.
Well, the base roll.
Not just
What
laugh this
the
hard.
I've never seen anybody go so meta hard on a roll before. Yeah.
So the base roll with the advantage, I rolled a 19 to start this all off with. So I had a really good
Fantastic.
start.
So as you guys walk in, you see Mitnir focusing and Bropsy just like bird songing and like just energy just bouncing off the room as he like did this like weird magic breath and he's just dotting Seti who's playing the guitar. It is a fucking shit show when you walk into this room. Everybody is so intense. But yeah, you were called and to discuss some things, and Seti, you see them come in, and you find your groove, and you don't have to be so intense, and you're making dots, and you're working on this tattoo.
Oren, good, you're here. We need to talk. You, me, and Bropsy, mostly. Right. So, first, are you guys okay? How's it going? What, long time no see. We've all been busy, and Ow.
Actually, it'd probably be more like little tiny star cuts.
Yeah, it's exactly what it'd be, just like little. Ow! Oh.
Ow.
Well, let's just say things are getting dire. That about sums it up.
All right. Well,
That sounds bad.
Yeah, no, you focus back there.
It can
This
be
is
bad.
important. Right. So I told Propsy a little bit, but I've been thinking more about. I met Sirenita, the goddess of the Aarakocra, and I talked to her a little bit about your dad and the deal that was made, and she was being very vague about everything and wouldn't give me a full answer, and she said it was impossible that your dad was dead, but I don't think she knew that he gave up his divinity for you, which I don't think I don't know if you knew, but I didn't know that, and apparently that's what he did, so that you could have those rooms in the first place, and that it would...
So
Did you know any of that?
I do, yes. And he is dead in the sense that who he was is not who he is anymore. He now is just another soul wandering the fields of Elysium with no prior memory to what he did before.
Oh. Well, maybe that's what she meant then. I don't know.
So he still lives on in a sense, but he won't have any memories of this deal or anything that he...
I see. Well, shit, now I really need to go back and watch the episode again because that changes the way I might have heard things.
Well, you can certainly inference.
Here's what I'm wondering. I mean, okay, so that's a big deal that he gave up his divinity for you to do that. She had mentioned that they broke the rules of heaven, and I thought that might be what she was referring to, but then she didn't seem to know. The deal must have been made before you were, is what I'm thinking, right?
I would think so.
So, at the time the deal was struck, he was still divine, and maybe she didn't know that he would be giving it up. But she said perhaps he can't be with her family again until the deal is fulfilled, and that it has not yet been fulfilled. Which, she said there was more work to be done after I mentioned that you had told me that your father died.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that was a correlated thought, if I said that and then she's like, oh, so that means more work must be done. But she said the catastrophe had to pass, the calamity had to pass, so that Propsy could see her family again. And I don't know if that meant defeating Northot or cementing you in such a way that Northot could not have you.
Yeah,
But
I don't know what the deal is, to be honest.
She said, honestly, I mean, she was the other party in it, so she's the only best source of information we have left, but she wouldn't say.
She would know more than me.
Have you tried finding associates of your father's, people that work closely with him that might know, or notes he might have kept?
I don't think there was anything at the house. The only person that might know would be the head caretaker, Gladia.
Have you talked to them?
I mean, I was there for a while. We talked a lot.
Might be worth revisiting, just going over again, just to be sure that there isn't something hidden somewhere, or something somebody forgot.
Well, even if there is, I don't know how we can physically get there again.
Right, that would
So we wouldn't be able to bring anything back with us.
definitely be a problem for...
Which is why the portable hole is still over there.
Right. Well, if you do happen to find a conversation you can have, or a journal that you could read, it doesn't necessarily have to come back with you. You could go there in spirit and see what you can learn. I'd be happy to go with you in a dream if that's possible. If you want company.
I mean, I don't know that the deal is going to be written anywhere. But possibly the way he did the runes might be, but
right,
Vala seems to... Vala knows how it was done. I've already talked to her, But it requires a divine being of high standing to give up their divinity,
Right.
which is not something someone that's worked, eons to get as high standing as they are would just easily give up. I could understand why my father did because he was my father, but no one else is going to be that close to me and willing to do such a thing.
Perhaps somebody would, in order to help stop Northot.
Well,
or perhaps
if knowing that I could, or I would be one that could stop him, maybe, but that's not, certain.
I mean,
Perhaps.
wasn't that like half of the reason that you exist now? Both to save the soul of his son, the first life, and to stop.
She called you
Well,
the weapon.
I don't know his reasoning. He never told me.
To me, it seems they struck this deal because you would be a weapon. But you needed guidance from somebody absolutely pure and good to help bring that out in you as well. Which brings... Yes?
I wanted to ask you if you could help me access my inner realm.
Of course.
I'm wondering if the entities I see there, from what I remember out of character, they are like big celestial kind of. From what I remember.
There's some stuff going on in that inner
Oh,
realm of
okay.
yours. You haven't been there in a while.
Yeah.
Then your fracture kind of took over your inner realm a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can do that tonight.
They may have some insights that could be helpful for this.
Hey, that's good. That's a good idea. Yes, absolutely.
They usually don't really like me that much. Some of them more than others. But
well, we'll see if we can sort that out.
And close the lens while I eat here.
I did wonder. Orin, do you remember your childhood, like you being a toddler, or what are
well,
your
not from before, but from this life, yes.
Okay, yes. And Bropsy, what is your earliest memory?
In life or with Orin?
In your life.
Gag, what do I remember mine? Like, as far as I know, I remember things before I was...
You remember
removed.
things before the big storm.
Mm-hmm.
And then you were just kind of in the forest.
Things got hazy around the storm. Okay.
And it was like,
remember...
you've seen storms before, but you've never seen anything like that.
Yeah. Perhaps you will say, I remember my life. But there came my own kind of calamity with my home. There was chaos and panic. And I remember trying to protect the little ones, and then Black. And when I woke, I was here on this plane in the forest, alone.
And that's where you met Orin?
Not too long after I found him.
But you had
Or like she caught me. Got me messing around. As kids do.
Yes, they should.
How old were you, Orin?
Oh, man. Let me check my notes.
Like 10. Or do you feel like 8? Because it's been like 10 years that we were...
No, it was in the teens, I think.
Okay. I think I'm mathing based on you being Sethi's age, but you are older than Sethi.
I'll get back to you. I gotta read my backstory.
Well, perhaps before this storm, you remember you remember being a child and growing up and meeting your wife?
I do. I think I do. Do you have suspicions about that?
Well, I was curious. She said something about memory, about souls forgetting. And I thought she meant Orin's dad, which now maybe makes sense now that I know, but I had this sort of, it stuck with me because I couldn't figure out what she was talking about. And you don't know what happened to your wife, though. Right? Last you knew she was alive? Maybe caught in this storm with you?
Yes.
I think we should ask, because this would have been in your home, right? The plane of air?
Yes.
We should perhaps ask how long ago that storm was.
Do you... How...
I don't want to overwhelm you or give you even more to worry about, but I know you're worried about it anyway. It was just a random sort of suspicion I had that maybe she wasn't talking about Orin's dad, because at the time it didn't make any sense to me. But I could be wrong. I just wondered, with your wife up there looking down on you, protecting you in her way, your guardian angel, I wondered if maybe you had been up there with her at some point. And that is what she meant by breaking the laws of heaven. I know it's...
All over feathers ruffle.
Let me just clarify that for you. What my father did with my soul was against the
Yes,
heavens
right.
or whatever. That's the act.
And that was my first thought, but she went on to say so much else that I wound up a little...
Well, that's what Bala told me specifically.
certain. Right.
That was on his end alone.
Basically desecrating
Serenita
a
could have
soul.
had a hand in things.
Right. Serenita wasn't entirely sure what had happened on the other side. It seemed that the deal was made, but she didn't... I wasn't sure that she comprehended what had actually happened with you, Orin, after the deal was made. She spoke for her side. I think. I really need to watch the conversation again.
Make an intelligence check.
Me?
Guidance?
Yeah, for remembering.
Ooh, 19.
19.
That would be
Your suspicions seem well founded based on your memory of the situation and what was said.
I think we should talk to the air guy, the Genasi, and just ask about that storm.
Oh.
Ow.
Okay.
All right. So, as you guys are, it's the lawnmower.
I gotta go pay the lawn guy. I'll be back.
I'm over here having literal chills, and the fucking lawnmower guy comes.
What was the name of the dragon the amethyst came from?
Malady.
Malady. Okay.
E. Simienne's making a hell of a tattoo. What are you thinking about while you're making this tattoo? What are your intent? What's your...
I don't know about most, but like upper neck area. He's doing
Yeah.
like darker stars, like big like North Star type thing, and he's gonna
Yeah.
put Melody's protection in like Draconic hidden into like the rest of the stars.
Her little hidden design she won't see, so that it still has that potency that you put in there.
Right. So it's
Yeah.
still, but like obviously, it's like if you really looked, you could be like, wow, those points, if you drew lines between them, look like a letter.
Yeah. Cool.
Like a constellation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What you will find afterwards, looking at this, that her everything is perfectly aligned for constellations in existence. When you're done.
Right. He's not thinking. He's just doing it. Just
Yeah. He didn't do it on purpose, but by the time he's done it, you can pick out all the constellations of the night sky.
I guess Cleary would walk
SETI.
in and be like, "Oh, look, constellation."
Yeah.
And
That's
he'll
what
be
he'll
like,
say.
no, it's not.
That's exactly what he'll say. Never mind. It's the secret thing. Anyways, in my brain. This is actual reaction. All right. So what would you guys like to do? Would you like to pursue this actively? Would you like to? You've mentioned lots of things you'd like to do, but you're still tattooing for the next 5 hours.
I have to wait until I go to sleep to do any kind of inner realm stuff with Bropsy, but we
Yeah.
could. You could go talk to the air guy while I'm doing this, if you want to go see him at the Nexus.
You can also just contact him on your seal if you would like.
Oh yes, call air god.
I would.
All Air Daddy.
I would rather have the conversation altogether. So.
Maybe he can come to Cleary's room. We're here for 5 hours.
Well, you don't have to stay if you're,
Yeah, everybody else can leave like at some point.
I'm only here for 2 hours, and then I'm off working again, probably. So.
Yep. What were you saying?
Just dumps everything out of his bag of holding and starts working in Cleary's room.
I am calling Havar.
Calling Havar. As the thing, you see his face superior. He's sort of his eyes like down in reference. You can see like the top of his head, and he says, "How can I help you? One who carries the wind."
Do you have time? Because my group and I were talking, and we came to some realizations of questions that perhaps you could help enlighten us on.
That would be. I'm available at your leisure, my lady.
I don't know if you are aware that I was originally from the plane of air before I came here many years ago.
Yes, you had me initially checking the plane of air for your kin.
He knows that. Yes. We vaguely mentioned this. I remember that out of character.
Yeah, and I was unfortunately unable to locate them within the plane of air. But we found that they had some presence within Evander. Correct. Sorry. Continue.
I believe I vaguely mentioned to you that I was, to my knowledge, ripped out of that plane against my will, to my knowledge, during a storm. And we are now questioning the nature of that storm. If anything specific is known about it.
Well, there are a lot of storms that happen within the plane of air.
It was not a normal storm.
There are often conflicts among the Wind Dukes and the Jinn that can cause great upheavals. How... You know this, if you spend time in the plane of air. Was this greater than any storm, or was this...
It was the greatest that I had ever seen.
Make me I want to say just like performance check. I know that's stupid, but just like a means of expressing to him just what kind of storm it is.
That's a 5.
5.
I don't think guidance is going to do a whole lot there.
Just
yes.
ask, when was the most recent abnormally strong storm?
Can he hear Seppi? Almost you.
Yeah,
all
he's like,
sitting together.
abnormally strong. Again, the conflicts of the Wind Dukes, but what area of the plane of air were you residing in? And for this, I don't even know what area of the plane
I
of
don't
air you're
know.
residing
Yeah,
in.
so I'll convey to him the best that perhaps he can.
It's part of like a certain region. I just don't remember. I don't have that information on part.
Um.
But we'll say you say that. I guess.
I'll
'Cause
point
you
to
would
it on a
still know
map.
that. Yeah. He goes, it's far enough from the Wind Dukes' residence and far enough from the Ruby Dragon and any of his great changes. I would say for this area, not in recent years at all. Um, I mean, honestly, it's not a very stormy region. That's why it is heavily populated.
Could you
He
find
sits
out?
there thinking for a moment. And he's like, there was a storm there once, and it was nearly everywhere, where many, many lives were lost. And that was the loss of Akkadi.
What was it?
The loss of Akkadi was some 400 or 500 years ago.
What do you mean by the loss of Akkadi? What was that specifically?
Akkadi is my queen. Akkadi is one who resides in the plane of air sometimes in the realm of Sirenita, goddess of wind. But she was sundered and brought from the plane of air, which you speak during emergence, is when Akkadi became one with Zephyros.
Wait, so 400 or 500 years ago, your queen was lost in this storm, or the storm was a result of her loss? And in that loss,
The storm happened with the loss of a god who sustains the plane of air.
But she merged with Zephyros.
The sundering was when Northot stole her.
Oh. So her loss to Northot created the Great Storm.
She was pulled here and merged with Zephyros. At least, I know now she was. He looking in Bropsy's eyes. I can see her in you. And that is how I came to know.
And there have been no more significant storms in that region since then. Something that a resident would think was abnormally strong.
Not a resident, no.
Is there anybody in that region that still lives from that time?
From that time, Aarakocra do not live that long.
I know.
But there are certainly individuals that are still alive, deities that kept eyes on the region.
Such as Sirenita.
Well, yes, she is the queen of Veracopa. Their god.
Is there anyone else that might remember a resident of that area from that time and be able to identify them other than Sirenita?
Your guess would be as good as mine. I'm not familiar with who would have been in that region during that time. It was a very long time ago.
Right. Well, Propsy,
As close to an answer as we're gonna get, I guess.
certainly all the questions I have. Thank you, Havar.
Thank you.
May the wind keep you. All right.
Oh,
So-
well.
Yes, hang up on that.
Well, it's not necessarily conclusive, but
I know.
it's a lead.
I already felt really old with you guys. Whew.
Well, I don't know how Suba fills into all of this, but given the caliber of what the rest of us come from, we knew there had to be something special about you, other than just how special you already are as yourself. I think perhaps because she said your wife serves her, but I don't think she means the kind of servant that changes the bed sheets and the chamber pots. Your wife is in the service of the god of Veracopa, and perhaps you are too, and she chose you to come down here to guide Orin because you are her best. And I know it's just a
Very hard to
theory.
wrap my head around. But
I can certainly believe it because you are the best. If I had to pick somebody to raise a child that might have a demon inside them, I couldn't think of anybody better suited.
I'll just continue to think it was because I'm a teacher. That's it. That's it.
Of course. I don't think I can hug you right now because I'm getting tattooed.
Yep.
Don't move.
I'll just pat your head without moving my shoulder.
Is there anything anybody else wants to do? Or are you waiting till the tattoos are done? Orange, you obviously got to go back to working on your stuff. Any more clarity you guys want to seek during this time, or you wait till you can do the dream spell again?
I'll go back to class if I have time while I wait for dream stuff. That's about
Okay,
it.
you can go back to class. You are able to do, with the amount of time that this has taken, you can still do 4 hours of work if you would like.
Okay.
And Grim, I'm going to need a 2d12 for sales in the latter half of the day.
You work that corner.
13.
13? Alright, so you move 13 more units. Give me a d20 roll.
Mm. Oh, a 2. Okay. I don't
Yeah.
think that she would sell them for that much, but whatever.
No. So as she was attempting to make sales, she did, however, get into a little bit of a tiff with an individual, and she lost a bit of product. So what she did sell, she sold at 100% value, but she also lost 2 units.
Okay. Well, cool.
It'll come out of her paycheck.
Yeah, man, it might.
So I rolled a 21 for my classes. Do I just get straight average?
21. Yeah, you're just gonna get straight.
Okay.
That's just easier for that one. All right. So, with that, does anybody have anything else to do? You finish your tattoo, unless there is anything else, and I will make that tattoo for you. Later.
Do you still have to be attuned to your own tattoo?
Nope.
There are a lot of tattoos
Okay.
you do have to be attuned to,
Not this
but
one.
this was not
Ah.
going to be one of them.
Nice.
As you finish this thing, and you look at it, and City's kind of like got up like this and just like looking at what she's got going on. Like it is sparkly and beautiful.
Trying to
They are amethyst stars that are just sparkling all over your body.
Oh, pretty.
And they're not like all over your body, but like draping down, cascading from your shoulders, creating almost like a sort of like almost just shawl of it, or mantle. But it contains exclusively constellations. Everywhere you look, you can recognize constellations of stars that are just matching together and overlaying with each other. Everywhere you look, you can see something.
But they're
mixed in.
upside down.
Pretty much just have colored freckles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sparkle.
And as Cleary comes to the door and sees you standing there, are you covering your top? Are you?
She just has her like sleeves pulled down a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, cool. Just making sure. And
Bless you.
As Cleary comes in, he goes, "Oh, hello.
Oh, hi. Sorry, we borrowed
just looking at City like,
we borrowed your room.
Like, oh god, shoulders.
Yes, you
I'm
did.
Use
I'm
ours.
shiny now.
Oh, your knife. Yes. Wow.
And he's like cleaning the blade,
It's-
like
It's very nice that you would get a tattoo from Mitnir. Very, very good.
Well, he just
want one?
finished it, and I want.
I point the knife at him, like
Well,
We
it
do
looks
have
quite,
6 more vials.
It looks
By
quite
the-
nice.
By the way, you're gonna bleed for a while.
She's just prestidigitating blood.
And he just like walks into the bathroom and closes the door behind him.
He can't
Okay.
be jealous. It was different.
Now I feel bad we borrowed it. I should have at least called him to let him know we were in his room. Sorry about your fridge.
What happened to my fridge?
It's empty.
Just a raccoon sitting in it. All right. So that's just a fun little moment that you guys have, and then is anybody doing anything else this evening
Dream time?
or dream time?
How many days until presentation stuff and everything?
Okay, so tomorrow is
The day before?
the day before the start, and then
Okay.
it's the 3rd day. So 4 days till your presentation.
Got it. Just getting the timeline.
This is the anti-penultimate day.
Yes. All right. So, Seti, if you're going to help her enter her inner realm, I don't think anybody else said that they really had anything else going on.
Okay. So after we sleep, I use the dream spell, go visit Bropsy, and try to conjure up an atmosphere conducive to just letting
Yeah.
go
So when
of
you get
things,
there,
more
like you
guided
can see that
meditations.
there's like lightning and thunder cracking and winds like blowing from all directions, and it almost takes you a moment to find Bropsy, but as you dip in and touch her, that all stops.
We're gonna go back to that perch in that sunset, and just like gently blowing trees and stuff.
Yep. We are calm. We are centered. We're not finding out that we're 500 years old.
I mean, are you though, really? If your soul is. But if you were sent back, does it start over?
Timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly. It's fine. It's fine.
So, go ahead and make me, Bropsy, a wisdom check with advantage.
18.
With an 18. Ooh, SETI.
Hmm.
I need you to also roll me a wisdom check with advantage.
Okie
Am I allowed to
dokie.
do guidance in this?
No.
19.
19. So as you guys are sitting on the perch looking out into the sunlight, you watch as the sun drifts and the clouds begin to move. And you're lost in this light for a moment, and then the sun begins to fall, but the light doesn't go away. You look around and stars begin to fill the sky. And strange moving orbs just drift in and out of the cloud top. You look around and the tree is gone. You're sitting on some sort of strange clouded platform. Bropsy, you've been here before. There are no celestial bodies present, but you can see all of the cosmos spread around you, and planets dipping in and out of the sky.
Is anyone there?
Don't burn us out like you did last time, please.
There's a moment, and you hear, "You keep returning. Far too soon."
Oh. I'm sorry.
It is interesting. And then you see in the clouds just a face begins to appear.
Oh.
Lights sort of peering around it as it moves through the space. You can just see like its face moving in and out of the constellations, and it is made of gold.
Oh.
And for what reason have you brought a guest? So strange.
I came hoping that I could get some guidance or clarity or just pointed in the right direction, and I was having trouble coming here on my own. She helps me.
Sort of guide.
Your connection to this place is strange. And it is very rare that I do not know the nature of something.
Oh, that is very common for me, it seems.
It begins moving, and as it does, you see this face comes out, and you see a body beginning to appear below it, massive wings falling off its back, a body of pure gold. And it seems completely perfect in all ways. Everything that you see about this individual, it is beautiful. There's no gender. It's just a face and a golden body in perfect proportion, wings spread out behind them. And they land at you and just no expression and change on their face. And they stand about 15 feet tall in front of you.
Oh boy, I'm tiny. That's big.
And as it looks down at you, it goes, "It's strange. You are not pure enough to be here, and yet you are so pure." I will resist burning you away this time.
Thank you.
He's looking specifically at Seti this time.
Oh, okay.
But know that that will not last, and you are not welcome here.
Right.
Oh.
Sorry. I can dip out now that Brapsy is here. That's preferred.
You may stay for moral support. I'm intrigued. What is this guidance you seek?
Oh boy, there's a lot of it. I'm not sure the extent of your knowledge, so forgive me if I say things that are obvious to you. My son and ward. I have a task to complete with him. And I'm not 100% sure that I know what that task is or how to accomplish it. There was a deal with Veramus and
His eyes narrow.
Serenita.
Veramus?
And
And
Serenita.
he puts his knee down and he gets close and he's staring now, his face bigger than your whole body, now inches away from you, and his eyes narrowed. They look like they're burning sapphires inside, like made out of like this burning like blue crystal. You can still see like irises and shapes, but it's just like burning and bright, almost blinding as he looks into you.
I know
What
there was
are
something.
you? You
I-
are wrong.
Oh,
And you are connected to Veramis.
my son. I know that something that is considered terrible happened with him. Something they consider an abomination. But I know that I was responsible for bringing the light back.
He was one of Sirenita's, not Veramis.
My son was his. I am.
He stands back up. I banished Veramis for what he did. You are more of his meddling. You should not be this way.
But I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know what Serenita expects me to do. I don't know what you expect me to do. I'm floundering. I need
You can see that
guidance.
there's like a look of conflict, like this really conflicted look on its face, which didn't seem possible considering how stoic it was up until this moment.
If I'm supposed to be an influence of purity to guide him, I don't know how to do that. If we can atone for what Veramis did, or at least make it something worthwhile, then I want to do that.
And
But I'm just me. I don't know how to do all of these big things that everyone expects of me.
the boy, her ward, needs assistance with his wards. The runes Veramis gave himself up to create are vanishing,
He has one left.
and we alone cannot give them back to him or find some other way to contain the threat.
I know we've been told that that would be even more terrible acts to do. But would it not make it all for nothing? If the first was a failure?
Or if there is some other way that we are unaware of to buy him more time.
Make a persuasion check.
Is that me or perhaps you or both?
We'll have Seti do it. Flat
Hmm.
roll because you're helping.
Okay.
21.
21. You are wrong for being here. The entity that is known as Vitamins was beloved by me. If my death were ever to come, he might have become me. Out of respect for what he was before he fell. I will answer one question. I will give you the answer. I will do no more for you than that. Because the road you walk down is a defilement of all that is good. Even if the intention is good.
I'll look to Bropsy and just kind of lean in. Is it how do we save Orin? Is that our question?
I'm tempted to ask what they want from me, but I feel like that will give us a more concrete answer.
I think what the deal wanted of you was for you to save him.
Yeah. I'll ask that.
I'm gonna need some words.
How do we help Orin? How do we save him? How do we fix him? Is there another way? Is there a way that I could sacrifice myself for him? Any.
To answer your question, you've already answered your question. You, after 400 years of climbing the mountains, reaching the level of a platinum trumpet, have enough divinity to rebuild his wards. Now leave. And remember that if you do this, you will never be allowed back. You see a small tear starts to form in his eye. And then he waves his hand and you guys vanish. Find yourself waking up.
That is not the answer we wanted.
I'm like laughing, but my face is wet. Oh boy.
I don't know if Seti and Bropsy had a sleepover that night, but if they didn't, Seti will go to Bropsy's room.
Oh, we absolutely had a sleepover.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rush over there in the middle of the night.
You guys will be waking up the next morning from the stream.
Mhm.
A sense of the light of that place still filling you, but the heaviness of everything that was spoken and being taken away from that place in that moment makes you feel cold as you wake up. Grim, can you roll potions for me?
I can. And I will. 9.
9.
No, not 9. 9.
Mora will teach you Tincture of Werewolf's Bane if you want.
Sure, a werewolf's bane. Which one is that?
It's rare.
Rare.
And it is herbalism.
I could use more herbalism stuff. Rares are what, 80 hours? I think. Right?
Something like that.
It's like, what is that? More than 3 days, but less than 4.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just put that on here. It's a tincture of werewolf's bane. Another 500 gold. And what's the other one got for me? He got anything?
This one I will have you roll a D100.
Uh-oh. Okay. There's a D100. 56.
56. Oh, I'm still in herbalism. That's fine. Okay, yeah, roll me a D10 then.
Okay. Oh. 1.
You already know that one. Roll again. At least I think you already know that one.
What is it?
No, maybe you don't. Ink?
I
Very
think I
rare?
know. Do I know very rare ink? I think I was thinking about picking it. Let me check and see if I actually picked it up. Very rare ink?
Very rare ink.
Oh, well, I have to. That's alchemy, right?
That's alchemy.
Yeah. Absolutely going to get that one because it's actually super, super valuable.
All right, cool. So you are able to accumulate the knowledge necessary to learn those chemical recipes.
And at some point in that month, he is going to call and just check and make sure he knows like what all the rules are and what time slot they're in and everything
Yes,
for
yeah.
both events.
Yeah. So that's easy enough to figure out, and it's not going to mess with anything. I don't have the exact information for what time, like specific time, but I do have
Mhm.
like the order of operations of the way things go down. But you are going to be doing alchemy all 3 days if you survive the rounds,
Right.
and you are set up and meant to be there. And after the fairgrounds open, it is only 2 hours before the start of alchemy roulette's first round.
Okay. And then
So you have like 2 hours to like get to where you're going, make last minute preparations, or fuck around in the fairgrounds.
so I don't know what time I would be presenting my spell.
What time during the day you would be presenting your spell?
Yeah.
It is part of the last event, so it
Okay.
will be in the evening. That is all you know for certain.
Okay. So I'm just trying to think of when I'm supposed to slaughter the goat
Oh yeah,
in order
so
to try and line it up.
it'll be evening on the last day. So that thing. So it's entirely up to you and how many stages you're going to be doing this for your presentation. Because I still picture it's going to be like, all right, here's one uncooked. We do
Right.
this. Here's one. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah. No, I'll probably like. I mean, I don't have the time to like cast the whole thing, right? Because it's an 8-hour cast. Because it says 30 minutes to present. I'll have to probably just show one that's like already made but not like grown, right? And another one that's like ready to hatch. And then whatever else.
You could
Maybe just like
yeah, that's right. You can't actually fill one. Yeah. You do like a miniaturized version of the process.
the what?
Now you'd be like, here's my miniaturized version of the process.
Right. I
Split,
mean, I can still I can
and
give them
this
like
would
an
happen
overview of the
next.
room. Yeah. I mean, I can show them like a
Yeah.
what do you call it? Well, actually, if I were to do everything but give it the flesh ahead of time,
Yeah.
how long would it just sit there waiting? Would it be ready until?
I think some of the things would spoil. Some of the like the unguents and
Yeah,
yeah.
probably. Okay,
Yeah.
but we'll just have it like one that's like almost done, one that's like in the
So you're
process.
spending like the rest of the time during this month basically getting all of those prepped and getting them in
Yeah.
various stages.
And well,
All right,
and with
cool.
the alchemy stuff, I'm mostly interested too, with rules wise, and knowing like, okay, is it okay to use magic? Like, are you allowed to like enhance yourself, like, or any, like, I'd like to
I
use like
mean,
enhance ability or anything?
so I think that it is like people do what they got to do, like or what they want to do,
Okay.
and it is just looked upon however it is. If you cheat, such as
Well, that's what I'm trying
messing
to.
with somebody else's, you do learn the rules that if you cheat, like by affecting somebody else's potion making process, that is what is considered cheating. You are disqualified on the spot.
So I can use the means that are at my disposal.
Yeah, but this is if you're caught cheating, because other people, you're disqualified on the spot. However, whatever you do, like they're not gonna do anything for anybody else. So like if somebody cheats and messes up a potion, like you're still shit out of luck.
Yeah.
Like you got to watch your own cauldron. That's rule number one.
Yeah. I mean, I got a passive perception at 20. That should help. Be
Yeah,
ready
so
to
I'm just saying
whack them with my
that's
stick.
kind of the vibe of the event. So you can
That's
do
fine.
whatever the hell you want. Okay, so you get your last preparations ready to go.
Yep.
Oren, what are you doing with your free time today? Other than dying. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's on the table. No. I'm probably going to research more about making that necklace that can store someone.
Right, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, so you're just going to spill all your time with just extra study, extra.
Well, that's
extra
also going to
crafting.
be my failsafe for me.
Oh, yeah.
So if I die or
Yeah.
something, I just go into the necklace.
Nice. Seems good. Seems good.
So that's my
Definitely worth
failsafe.
working on.
Then you might have a little Northought avatar in the necklace.
And we smash it with a hammer.
Oren is very busy today, just working nonstop. Mitnir, what are your plans for the day?
He'll get in contact with Carrick and show him like the finished tattoo,
The finished tattoo and the finished knife.
and the blade being done.
Yeah.
And
You've looked
talk
over
to
it? Have you looked over the knife?
Yes.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you looked over it or not. So
Yeah, I pulled that up.
Cool.
And then he'll tell him that he needs to bring the hammer on presentation day
Oh, yeah.
as an example, and that Mitnir will be trying to finish a tattoo during the presentation also. So he'll spend, the rest of the afternoon doing like the same kind of like outlining and stuff and prepping a tattoo on his forearm into his hand, like the palm of his hand.
Cool.
You got to make a stencil.
I mean, that would be the smart thing, but he's literally, it's like real light outlines, like.
Yeah. Cool.
No material, just cutting.
You pretty much spend your day getting prepped and doing all that, and I think you're pretty much ready for whatever the days coming have to bring. You know that you've got Box Breaker tomorrow, and I'm sure at some point you, Celeste, and Seti still meet up again to go over more strategizing.
Yep.
So I think that's a full day. Seti, with the exception of the time you have to also spend doing that, what would you like to be doing?
Honestly, unless I can find out some more stuff about who specifically we're facing in Blackstaff, I'm feeling pretty tapped. Like a lot has happened these last couple of days.
You might be a little sore too,
Yeah, it's really itchy. They don't tell you how bad it itches. I think
Put
she.
some beeswax on it.
Where's the aqua for? I want to talk to
It's aqua.
Cleary. I want to talk to Cleary.
Okay.
But yeah, and maybe just look into our black stuff on it a little bit.
All right. What are you asking Clary about?
I just want to like catch him like after breakfast or dinner, or whenever we happen to see each other. I just want to catch him and just be like, "I'm really sorry about yesterday. That I should have told you that we were going to borrow your room. I just got kind. I don't
No,
know.
it's entirely fine.
This situation got out of hand because we couldn't go to my room because the stupid rules at Tyrell.
No, I understand completely. You don't need to explain anything. My place is your place.
I thought
Never
about
at your
that.
service.
I thought about asking you. I thought it might be a little awkward. And, I mean, Mitnir did make the thing, and I figured he needed the practice, and I wanted to show that I was proud of him for figuring out his breath, and that I trusted him, and I wasn't worried about him being a fuck-up. I really was, though. It was so nervous. I was so nervous.
Right.
You seemed hurt.
It looks great. It's good. It's
Well, if I ever get another one, you get first dibs, okay?
look forward to the day, I suppose. You can count on me. I do have many things to do today, final preparations, whatnot.
Of course.
Also need to report to the Nexus. Lots going on.
If there's anything I can help with, let me know. I've got a bit of time to kill, not a lot.
Oh, well, just keep doing your job. He
See you around.
sort of awkwardly walks away, like he does. Anything else specific, or just working through?
Foxbreaker.
All right.
Strategy.
Ropsy, what are you doing today?
I think I'm gonna pay a visit to Bala.
Okay, so you head to the Nexus and go and to the Elysium Embassy, where you find Bala.
Mm-hmm.
She is just tending to a small fruit patch. It's a different garden section than normal, not her normal fields.
Hmm.
And as you walk in, she says, "Oh, hello, Propsy. You're here. How
Yeah.
can I help you?"
You know how to fix Orin's runes, right?
Yes.
Could you teach me?
Are you aware then
Hmm?
of what you are?
More or less. Doesn't really feel real.
That is the way it is. It is why many who have spent any time meaningfully in their afterlife are not returned to one. However, I will say I do not approve of the process. I do not approve of the goal. If it means to burn one's divinity that is hard-earned, and to reject your rightful place in the cosmos, I will teach you, but only if you have come to terms with what it means.
I don't really feel like I'm losing anything. It doesn't feel like it's mine.
Yes.
It is. How would the process work to fix his runes? Is it a long process? Is it instantaneous? Is it something that I can hold off until all is inevitable, or do I have to do it preemptively?
What I gave him, the mark I left, should keep him safe from now in his dreams and when he is separate from Northot. But if he encounters Northot directly, he will break. He will return to what he was before. Whatever is left of Orin, I do not know what will happen. Perhaps he shall return to my fields. Perhaps he shall become nothing. I do not know.
I feel like it's inevitable that he will encounter Northot sooner or later.
Then the timing is entirely up to you. It does not take that long. Perhaps a week of work.
Okay.
But it burns out everything that is within you, that was left from them. And like I said, until you realize what that means, I cannot in good conscience allow you to do it.
Would this also destroy the part of Zephyros that's within me?
She looks at you narrowly for a moment. Oh. No. Those are two very different sources.
Okay.
Perhaps it might be less of a sacrifice than I thought. May find another place for your soul. Yet, if you're connected to a primordial,
How do you mean?
you and the primordial are bound, and the primordial does not die without a lot of work.
Oh.
Well, as it is, take a bit of time. Explore your own soul.
Okay.
Goodbye.
I guess I have homework that also I don't understand, but okay.
Let's hook you up with some of that past life hypnotherapy.
Woo!
Yeah.
Let's get it.
She wants a 5-page book report on your soul.
I do.
Grim,
I
can
will
you give
also-
me sales rolls? This is going to be 4 D12.
Okay, here we go.
I'm gonna call Seppi. Hey, so sometime I want to talk to
23.
Serenita again. Like,
But
You
you
rolled
have
don't
what?
know
seven-
things.
What'd you roll?
It was 17, but I only have. I mean, it was 23, but I only had 17 left in that first batch. And she wouldn't have gotten any.
She would have come back and gotten us that more for a second batch. She's coming back at the end of each day.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah.
So 23 then.
23. Okay,
Yeah.
and then go ahead and roll me a d20.
Come on, you silly rogue. Be better at doing stuff this time. 11. That's better.
10% bonus on price.
Right.
Woo.
Go ahead and add that.
We're gonna have fun when all our characters get back together. We gotta get caught up.
Grim's just fucking
Uh,
loaded.
We're all loaded.
Since you are keeping an eye out for that individual again, Mitnir, go ahead and make me another perception check.
Who is he looking for?
I just in general, I was paying attention for Inveruna people.
Oh, something I didn't do.
I'm gonna go ahead and use my luck on that. Wow, I went from rolling a 2 to rolling a 1.
Oh yeah, you don't really notice anything today. You're really into the fact that you made a really cool knife that does real cool stuff, and you got art to
Sounds about
work
right.
on. So pretty great. So as you all spend your day doing your myriad of different things, you are all busy. You are all introspective. Bropsy, you do still have a bit of time. Is there anything specifically you would like to do?
Classic.
When
Okay,
hang on,
go
when
ahead
you
and
call,
roll me a d20 with your...
hang on. When you call Sadie to be like, I need to see Sirenita again, she would be like, you can go see her in the Nexus.
Oh, can I?
Sirenita's not in the Nexus.
Oh, I thought last time they were like, well, you could talk to Sirenita, and then it was like, that's the same person I was talking to in the dream.
Yeah, but Sirenita wasn't in the Nexus. They were just
Ah.
saying you can speak with Sirenita.
Oh,
Sure.
well,
Havar was the one that said that. I remember
Yeah.
that. But did
Yeah.
he say like, how do I get a hold of her IRL?
No. No.
okay, never mind.
Well, it's either go through you, which I understand how to do, or call Havar again and pester him some more.
We'll try to do it in dream space. It's fine.
All right. Well, we can think about doing that some other time, or maybe when we pull back for the next one, if you guys want to use your dream spell for the next night. In the meantime, you all find dreams, and, well, some of you might still be up working too hard and are too excited to sleep because in the morning is the beginning of the 421st Selindor Academy Interscholastic Pentathlon.
Woo.
The culmination of months of D&D.
So we're going to go ahead and end our session there, and hopefully next week we'll be able to play, but if not, we'll see you when you see you, and we'll go down the road we've been walking towards for a while.
Yay.
Thanks so much, everybody. We love you, and remember...
We did it
We
for
did
the
it for the
road!